What's going on YouTube? That Jig Fisherman here again, and I'm just coming at you guys with a quick video on basically covering what I'm pretty much going to be fishing the rest of the year. And I got a new reel, so as far as baits go, it's going to be a lot of big 8, 10, 12-inch worms, like shaky head worms, real slow on the bottom. Other smaller worms like the Zoom, Old Monsters, shaky head worms, straight tail worms, Zoom trick worms, some swim baits, soft body swim baits like the Gambler Big Easy on swim bait heads, as you can see in there, and then some shaky head craws, and these are mainly going to be used for my jig trailers, because that's what I'll be fishing a lot, is just jigs, swim baits, bigger swim baits, worms, and like your rattle trap type deals. Like you can see here in my box, I recently picked up a few rattle traps. Classic blue chrome color. I got a shad looking color, one that actually looks quite like a shad. And then I got the new 2-taps. I don't know if you can hear these. It's got the tungsten bead in it, so we'll see how that goes. And those are all 1/2 ounce. And then I got some jerk baits. It's a Shadow Wrap and KVD jerk bait. Shallow rutting crankbaits and then deeper crankbaits. That's that. And then my jig box, obviously, and then this more swim baits. Bass Pro Shops Speed Shad, and it's like a chartreuse and blue, and then a white with some chartreuse tails that I put onto it. And I got it on a 1/2 ounce jig head here. I'm basically just be ticking it on the bottom, seeing what's gonna want to come over and eat it. My swim bait setups basically are gonna consist of those soft swim baits, the Huddleston 68 Special, ROF5, and trout, a mag draft that I custom rigged with 2 hooks on the top of it, and then my big swim bait, Batesmith Magnum trout. I kind of hang them on this little hanger I made for my rods, but I put them, just hold the tails, keeps them nice and straight. And I told you guys I had a reel coming. I got this the other day at work. It is the Spro, or not the Spro BBZ1, but the Lew's BB1 speed spool. I've got it paired up with 20-pound P-line copolymer, and then I got it on my Powell Endurance 714 jig rod. I'll be throwing this with jigs. So my jig rod and my worm rod, basically. I'll throw those swim baits that I was telling you guys on here, just because it's got a heavy action, but it's got a extra fast tip, so it's got a little bit of give in the tip. One of the reasons I decided to go with a left-handed retrieve reel was because I felt almost as though when you're shaking a jig, you can kind of, I can finesse the jig almost a little bit better with my right hand than I can with my left hand. So it is an awkward feel for me, but I know I'll get used to it. And hopefully I'll be able to catch some fish on it. I know that the free spool on this reel is just insane. It is a crazy amount of free spool. I'm really just gonna have this. I think the plan with this reel is I'm just gonna keep it with the 20-pound copolymer, and then when I'm ready to do it, I'm gonna put 25-pound Seaguar Brazex as a leader on here, because it is my jig rod, so I'll be throwing these jigs in like thicker cover and everything. And a lot of you guys from my older video, I had a Chronarch 200E7. Not like I'm throwing it away or giving it away. I still have it. I got it paired with 50-pound Sunline FX2 braid. That's going to be for a later rod that I'm probably going to get is a frog rod. I'll probably grab another PAL rod up from my buddies up at Angler Express. There's a lot of mixed reviews on those rods, but people say they break, they're not reliable, but it's because they run a little light in action. I was talking to Mikey Balls Fishing a couple days ago, and he says they do run a little light. So I'm going to be probably getting the 7.3 heavy, throwing that reel on it, and then using that for my frog setup. And this is just going to be a strict jig and worm rod. And then this is my Pro Qualifier. It's just got like 15-pound copolymer on it. I'll be on my 7.1 medium heavy fast action. I'll be throwing rattle traps and stuff like that on there. So that's pretty much what I've got going on. Nothing crazy. I'm looking to get into the swim baits more often. Now that the water's starting to cool down, they're starting to feed up. We'll be throwing a lot of those jigs, spinner baits, crankbaits, lipless crankbaits a lot, and then the swim baits, because I know they'll be feeding on shad really heavily, getting ready to feed up for the winter. So that's all I have for you guys today. I'll probably do a more in-depth review on the Lew's BB1 after I've fished it a couple times, do a test on the free spool, because I know it's just crazy. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later.